Safe to say frustration is very high right now among row crop growers.
Yeah, disappointment with commodity prices and anxiety over unfavorable growing conditions has many producers chomping at the bit for this year to just come to a close. But will 2017 be any better? Mark Wildman reports.
Many Georgia Farm Bureau members suffered through an extreme drought in 2016, and UGA forage specialist Dennis Hancock spoke to Georgia Farm Bureau members about how the dry weather affected livestock producers around the state.
2016, I think, is going to be a very memorable one for many producers. Many of them have been feeding hay since the middle of the summer, so they might have made the first cutting, but all of that has been fed up long since. We've had some real challenges also getting any winter grazing put into the ground as well. Just the last week or so have we actually been able to get into the fields. So we've got some real challenges going through the winter and feeding these animals and getting them through the winter.
Anytime livestock producers have to feed hay, their input costs go way up.
It's oftentimes costing them in excess of $1.50 to $2 per head per day to feed those animals through the winter. So it doesn't take much for that to really cut into the bottom line.
Even though the rains may arrive, Georgia pastures may take a while to recover.
We've done a lot of overgrazing this past fall that's really going to set our pastures back in the spring. My biggest concern at the moment is coming out of the spring, having enough of a root system and enough of a stand left to be able to have a really good strong pasture going into the spring and summer.
Along with dry conditions, Georgia row crop producers have been challenged by low commodity prices, and members got to hear about the outlook for next season.
In terms of pricing, we're looking at probably more of the same of 2016, which unfortunately does mean low prices, maybe a little bit of an uptick. We'll probably see less planting in terms of corn, although quite a bit more in soybean, where certainly prices are more favorable. It's just going to be a question of, I think, what happens in South America. We've got a lot of supply and a lot of carryover in terms of supply, and so the question is going to become whether or not there is enough demand to help alleviate some of that extra surplus.
Of course, nobody knows how 2017 will turn out, but farmers are eager to get back in the fields and get the new season underway. From Jekyll Island, I'm Mark Wildman for the Georgia Farm Monitor.